What's good? Welcome back. It's your boy Flawdzilla, and my opinion means absolutely nothing. If anything I say offends you, make sure you go to your settings, turn your sensitivity down, and stop being a biatch. Now let's get into this. Today, I got a special video. Mike Tyson and Kenan Thompson get into a debate about the N-word on Mike Tyson's podcast, Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. And there's a bunch of gems all through it. So I wanted to watch this with you guys and talk about it. So yeah, let's get into this. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know whenever I drop. Let's do this.
I'm so happy no one called me and said, stop that fucking nigga word, nigga. You know, sometimes you get the ADF, you know these people, right? Niggas not good no more.
No,
and now they're gonna take niggas. I like that. They're gonna take nigga from us now.
Oh yeah.
They getting ready to take nigga. I like nigga. Now that's something I like. The white man gave me, they gonna take it away.
So if you notice from this first clip, you can already see that Kenan is already getting uncomfortable with Mike Tyson just saying the word nigga. Granted, he said it like 5 times in a row, but to me, it's still just funny. I just wanted to point that out. Let's keep watching.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a battle worth fighting, man, because that word has got the worst connotation.
It does.
And it's holding back a certain respectful outlook on this culture.
I don't feel held back. I feel ascended.
It's not holding you back.
That's the truth, though.
But
he's dead serious. Yeah.
I know it's definitely holding
special
a
being a
respect
nigga.
level.
I won't call him an Afro. I'm not an Afro-American. I'm a nigga.
Yeah, that doesn't work when you're trying to get a job. You know what I'm
Well, they
saying?
know. Everybody know right now. I'm a nigga. Anybody want to hire me? Anybody want to hire Mike Tyson for anything? I know. I'm fucking blowing billions. I am a nigga.
So if I'm understanding Kenan correctly, he thinks that us using the word nigga as a term of endearment is stopping the entire black race from getting respect, or from being respected. If I was in that room with him, I would ask him, is holding us back from being respected by who? He can't mean non-racists, because non-racists aren't judging an entire race based on a few people. So he must be talking about racists. And he's pretty much saying that black people should base the way they act on whether or not a racist is going to respect us for it. And I don't fucking think so, bro. You can take that shit back to SNL with you. Now that I think of it, most liberals are super racist. And if you don't act the way that they want you to, they'll cancel you and ruin your life. So it actually makes sense that he thinks like that. But let's continue.
The continual usage like that is going to be a positive for the culture is the biggest misunderstanding in black culture right now.
Well, maybe it's not, but it hasn't. It's proven you wrong. You got white people saying that, and you got everybody. The word is bigger than you ever can conceive.
Yeah, but we're also the most hunted people on the planet because of this disrespect towards this culture. Like, we looked at as less than, and that word perpetuates that mindset, in my opinion.
So, again, I ask, who is looking at us as less than? Who is he talking about? To look at another race as inferior is the definition of racist, so he's obviously talking about racists. People like this don't understand that you can't control that type of thing. The problem is in the racist, not in the race that's being hated. I'm not gonna change how I talk just to make a racist like me. At this point, I honestly think that he's projecting and that he's the one that doesn't respect black people that use the word nigga. He also said that we are the most hunted people on the planet, and I don't know what he's talking about. The only way I can see that statement being true is if the hunter is other black people, because statistics will tell you that you are most likely to be killed by someone that looks like you, and the same goes for white people. These type of people want to keep racism alive so bad that they're willing to create false narratives and spread propaganda like they're the media. But anyway, let's continue.
Cuts into
I went to Kazakhstan, and then some Asian motherfucker was like, yo, what up, my nigga? Like, or when I go to Africa, when you go to Africa, right?
Africans
What up, my
love
nigga? They be like, my nigga.
And that's
They
great.
love
But
saying
guess
that.
what?
No,
Here in
I'm on your
America,
side, by the way.
when
I'm on
you
your
getting
side.
pulled over by the police,
Yeah.
the usage of that word
Yeah.
and how they perceive you could get you fucking killed.
I'm on your side. I know what you
You know what I'm saying? And like, we
Mike
being
is crazy.
hunted out here like we less than.
What? How? How is me using the word nigga putting me at risk to be killed by cops? Bro, I don't get what he's saying.
We supposed
Listen.
to be protecting these younger generations.
You know,
we supposed to be the
I
ones
feel
to
like
make
that
it
word-
they'll
easier,
find
blah, blah,
another
blah.
name then.
Yes, please.
Before it was nigga, there was
Let's
another
go back
name.
to my brother. What happened to my brother? That was the
that's not-
shit. 70s was the shit.
I don't know. Does that sound cool?
What you
What up, my
looking
brother?
for? What you looking for is not a reality. You have to believe it.
We have to make it a reality.
Bro, Mike Tyson's absolutely right that it's not a reality. Not saying the N-word is not gonna change anything. Like Mike just said, racists will find another word. But if you notice, Kenan heard what he said wrong. wrong. When he said, they'll just find another word, Keenan thought that he said, then just find another word, and Keenan responded with, let's do it. What about my brother? What about my brother? The 70s were great. The 70s were the shit. What about my brother? Okay, so let's say everyone listens to Keenan, and we all start saying, my brother instead of nigga, right? What happens then? All a racist has to do is add a teaspoon of sarcastic emphasis and sprinkle a little bit of hateful intent, and voila, you have a, yeah, whatever you say, my brother. It becomes derogatory that easily. Doesn't matter what the word is, it could easily just be used as a derogatory term. You don't need the word nigga to be a racist. That's what he doesn't understand.
You can't just expect people to like take it the right way.
No,
you know what I'm saying? You gotta educate.
Me.
Right.
Mike, if I'm not a nigga, I'm nothing.
Not true.
No, it's true if I believe it's true.
Yeah, but you shouldn't believe that.
You can't control the way I fucking think, nigga.
I'm not trying to.
Then don't talk about it. That's what it is.
Nah,
if I'm not a nigga, I'm nothing. So don't tell me I'm not.
Why would you think that?
Because it is. It's that way. It's that way. It is. I don't know why, but it's that way. There's nothing you could do. You're educated. That's the way I'm programmed.
So it's at that point that Mike Tyson started to get mad with Keenan, because like most SJWs, Keenan doesn't understand that his opinion isn't the gospel. Mike says, if I'm not a nigga, I'm nothing, which sounds wild, but maybe would make sense with a little bit more explanation. But irregardless, he sees being a nigga as a positive, as do I. I love the word. Keenan responds with, not true, as if he decides what Mike Tyson considers himself to be. He has to go through Keenan to make sure it's okay. Then he says, no, it's true if I believe it's true. And then Keenan says, you shouldn't believe that, as if he's Mike Tyson's daddy. Like Mike Tyson, they had a whole life before this interview. Like, oh, wait. Oh, you're right. Thank you. My life, what I've lived doesn't mean anything. What you're saying, it's the light. I see the light now. Mike even says, you can't control the way I think, nigga, which to me is an interesting part of the clip, because this whole argument started because Keenan is telling Mike Tyson that he shouldn't consider himself a nigga. But the minute that Mike Tyson calls him a nigga, Keenan just doesn't even acknowledge it. You would think that someone who's fighting that hard to tell someone else that they're not a nigga would tell that person, hey, don't call me a nigga. But nope. But I digress. So Mike says, you can't control the way I think, nigga. Keenan says, I'm not trying to, because he honestly doesn't realize that is what he's doing. Blatantly disrespecting Mike by just dismissing his opinion of himself. He's trying to force his beliefs onto Mike Tyson, who is a grown-ass man. Like most modern liberals, they're so used to telling people how to feel and what they should believe that they don't even realize that they're doing it.
I don't even think it's the norm anymore. It just became something else.
Man. I just don't
it's not norm.
I just don't believe that we need the educators, but we got to get rid of that word. No, that word inspires us. If it doesn't, look how weak we are now.
I'm not talking about us. We don't need the inspiration for us.
It inspires me.
You know what I mean? I'm talking about the connotation that happens when you are at the mercy of a motherfucker that is looking at you as a nigga. That's a problem.
That's a different side. Yeah, it's looking at like police officers.
That's a problem.
Police officers they ain't thinking about GC.
When I talk to you, I talk to all these people there. They're white, I don't care. They all look at me as a nigga. If they don't, I expect them to.
That's where we agree to disagree. Because I look at you as a king, my brother. You know what I'm saying? I look at you as one of the greatest people that ever walked this planet. The things you have done in your lifetime is so far away from the original connotation of that word. It's crazy.
So the key part of that whole part right there is the original connotation of the word. Me, myself, I believe that people like Keenan are doing a disservice to everyone by continuing to correlate the word nigga with the original connotation. I believe that the original meaning of the word would be dead if it wasn't for people like him. Like me and my friend group and the people that I know, we use it as a term of endearment. And honestly, I think everybody should. I think the only way to take the power away from the negative connotation of the word is for everybody to start using it as a term of endearment. I see it like this. If we all agree that nigga is a bad word and everyone stops saying it, what we're pretty much doing is giving it back to racists to use as a slur, because they will know that we all agree that it is a bad word and we don't like it. I feel like the only way out of it is to redefine the word, which has already happened, and people like Keenan are stopping it from happening completely. Honestly, taking it from the bad guy and turning it into a term of endearment so now they can't even say it as as a slur, that is a boss-ass move. I don't understand how there's an issue with that. That should be praised. Words get turned into slang and change definitions all the time. I don't understand why they are so stuck on the original connotation. The word cool meant the opposite of warm until it was turned into slang, and now it means a popular person. It happens all the time. It's just these people don't want to let the negative connotation go, you know? I want to show you one more thing, and it's probably my favorite part of the video, and I think it's a good bow to wrap this up with. So if you watch this, obviously you see that labels mean a whole lot to Keenan. He clearly looks down on the N-word, but if you've seen the way he was talking to Mike, he called him king, a great man, warrior. He called all black people kings and warriors at one point in this video, so clearly he highly respects those words, but he looks down on the word nigga. Keep that in mind when we watch this next clip.
You know, let me tell you something, bro. This is what I learned in life. A lot of these guys that have these names you talk about, king and great and all this shit. I met a lot of those people. A lot of them not good people.
Right.
So fuck them.
Yeah.
It's just the real, like, all these fucking fancy names, baller, king. Who have they helped? Who do they love? Themselves.
You wrapped it up perfectly. You're so worried about all these labels, right? And the connotation and what people think of you and respect and all this and all that, right? You call people kings, you call people great, you call people warriors, all these things. Most kings, they're known for being selfish. They help themselves. Mike Tyson calls himself a nigga, and still he has went from being a terrible person to a great person, a profound person. He's actually thinking levels above normal people. The label doesn't mean as much as people give it credit for. Whatever he wants to consider himself is what he considers himself. I consider myself a nigga and I'm doing fine. But I also considered myself a nigga when I was doing bad. The label doesn't mean as much as the person. So the fact that Keenan is so stuck on the label, it just shows how obsessed he is with the way other people look at him. He's not comfortable in himself. And that's the case for a lot of liberals. The reason that they complain about so many things is because they're never comfortable.
It must be the world's problem because I'm uncomfortable in this world.
But it's not the world. It's you. You need to chill out. You need to think. You need to understand. You need to do work on the inside. Stop worrying about the outside so much. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I thought this was a good clip. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified whenever I drop. You know how it goes. Remember to always stay flawed. Don't try to play flawed. See me in streets and you best say, hey, flawed.
Easier for me to go to sleep at night. I
had a dream that I could do my thing, and everywhere I went the people knew my name. Some people hated on the truth I bring, but now I use the hating just to fuel my plane. I had a dream that I could do my thing, and everywhere I went the people knew my name. Some people hated on the truth I bring, but now I use the hating just to fuel my plane.